Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, the car there 500 here, um, aka 2006, as some of you guys might know. But right now it is currently like 12, 20 or 30 something in the morning right now. I know I'm supposed to be sleeping, uh, but I can't really have these really important thoughts that I can't really seem to shake off out of my head. And this isn't another video, me about, ranting or kind of venting. This is a totally different video, by the way. And it's a really important topic, especially when it relates to me as an American, because I feel like I'm honestly just really tired of being silent about this topic. But it's about the current state of America as it is right now. Um, so this past year and the recent events that have been, happening last year before 2026 came around. Oh boy, did it make me embarrassed to be an American. For so many years of my life, I've always been proud to be an American. I've always been proud to live in a country where you could practice your own freedom, where you can practice and exercise rights, where the government gives you so much that other countries, can't, because, there's like always in history and even now, there have been certain countries that, restrict freedom, restrict rights and all that stuff. So for me to be born in this country is honestly one of the biggest privileges I've ever got in my life. And I've always been grateful until around this year. And the reason why I have been embarrassed and grateful to be an American is because of the current state of America. And I will dive a little bit into a little bit of like political talk. But for the people who think that I'm actually political or that I'm a Democrat or a Republican, I am not either one of those, and I do not support either party. So I am not political. I do not support Trump. I do not support the Democrats. I don't support anybody because politics it's just not for me. But the current state of America, in my opinion, is like really cooked as it is right now. And the reason why I always keep saying that, I'm embarrassed to be an American is because this very own country that we live in, America, is honestly becoming very selfish and self-centered. And I know this is nothing new. It's been happening for like the past couple of years. It's maybe been around for a long time. But the fact that America is so self-centered and selfish with the stupid America First policy just drives me nuts. It makes me feel so embarrassed to be an American because this very country is making me and a lot of other sane Americans out there that are standing up for themselves and protesting against whatever stupid crap that the current American government shoves down our throats. Uh, you know, they're making us look like bad people in other countries' eyes. I bet as I'm speaking, Canada and Mexico hate us right now. Maybe especially Europe. I bet even Europe really hates us right now. Why? Well, oh yeah, I wonder why. Because of America, that's why. You know, there's several factors as to why, we're being hated on as a country. Because for so many years, so many other foreign countries have really trusted us. Especially when it came to like, political factors or the military and all that stuff. They've always been trusting us for such a long time. And we've been one of the most powerful countries for like years, for like many years throughout our history. We've been a very powerful country. We've been seen as a dominant force to be reckoned with, or I don't know how you say it, but we've always just been a huge driving force in history as a country and as a nation. But all of that has changed when Donald Trump entered into office. Now, if you are a MAGA or a Trump supporter or a Republican in general, and start to think I'm a Democrat or a liberal or that I am a danger to you guys, I suggest that you please click off the video, because this isn't for me, and I will be talking a bit about Trump and why I don't really like him as a president, as he is right now in this country. And if you're gonna write down hate comments, I really don't have the time to reply back. So not only am I not gonna waste my time, but you probably shouldn't be wasting your time to leaving hateful comments, leaving criticisms or comebacks or slander or even lies about blaming me being a Democrat, because I am not political, but I will be talking about some political stuff in this video because I'm going to criticize Trump. So without further ado, here we begin. Honestly, I don't have anything against Trump. I don't hate him, because I've always been raised to not harbor and hold hate against people, which is a very good thing, because I still stand up for those things today. What I do hate about Trump is the stuff that he's doing, the stuff that he's enforcing for this country, the things that he has done so far that is literally making other countries around the world lose their trust for us as a country and as a nation. Like for example, I really want to speak about this, but the topic about ICE and stuff, the immigration raids and all the freaking stupid enforcement that they have been cracking down on stuff in like cities and stuff, like the huge crackdown on immigration, I heavily despise and hate that. You want to know why? I was born in America, but my parents are Mexican. They come from Mexico. They were born in Mexico. And it's not just that they're Mexican, but they hold so much significance and pride for me, as I come with a background with Mexican parents. Because I don't think I've told you guys before this, and I know this is kind of, well, I wouldn't call it secretive, but it kind of is something that I should discuss with you guys, for as my viewers watching this video. My parents are Mexican. They come from Mexico, which means that at some point, while they did illegally cross the border to get to America, to have an opportunity to live in the land of the free, as they so call it, they moved there to gain an opportunity. They moved there to live the American dream, to gain an opportunity to work for themselves in this nation that heavily, or at least used to, heavily support freedom. The freedom to exercise your rights. The freedom to have an opportunity to work at a job and, actually hustle and get money and get your work done. And while my parents might have illegally crossed the border to get to America, it is the reason why I'm here today. It is the reason why I was born today here as an American. And for those of you watching this video who think I'm un-American because I'm saying this stuff, well, I just got one thing to say. I don't like you. And I really don't, I really hate the ideas that you support. I really don't like your point of view on this kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Because my parents are the reason why I am born here, to be an American. They're the reason why for so many years I've been proud to be an American. They're the reason why I live in America today, and I'm able to exercise my rights, my freedom, my opportunity to, do something with my life. And Even today, I'm honestly really proud of the hard work my parents have done. Sure, I don't live in a nice house. Sure, I'm not rich. Sure, I haven't made a name for myself yet. Sure, I'm not, the most famous person in the world people look up to. But at the same time, I'm so glad that I get to live in a country where it used to practice a lot of freedom and a lot of opportunity, where the American dream used to exist. But nowadays, that's all over because of all the stupid immigration crackdown with, the stupid ICE and stuff. Like, you really think everybody who actually crosses the border illegally is considered an illegal? Technically, in terms, yes, I know they are illegal because they crossed this country illegally. They haven't earned their citizenship. But that doesn't really give ICE or the American government, especially, these days when they support so much extremist views, it doesn't give them the right to justify their violent and oppressive acts to drive us away from this country that has once been harbored on the American dream, suddenly becomes the American nightmare, and instead of letting our families in, they take our families away. They take our opportunities away. They deport us back to the very country that we want to leave. The very country that so many people want to leave. And I know that there's various reasons as to why a lot of people leave the country, their own hometown, their own country, and go to America. A lot of that I hear about is because their country's not doing great. They might be on war. Their country might suffer a lot of crime. They might suffer a lot of violence. They might suffer a lot of poverty. It might suffer a lot of, terrible things that a human being shouldn't have to live with. And for that reason, they move to our country that used to practice freedom, our country that really used to be harbored on the American dream and supported it fully, no matter what anyone said, even if there was a group of people that opposed that. But now, times have changed. It's different. America and the average American citizen has become stupid. And I'm not kidding you. America is probably the most uneducated country I've ever lived in. So many people think they have the right to justify their stupid actions and, do whatever they want in order to, make themselves look good, make themselves feel good, do work for this country, become a patriotic American, become, the American everyone wants to see. But in my own eyes and in my opinion, that is not an American. Being an American means so much more than that. It means so much more than just being patriotic for this country. It means a whole lot more than doing work for this country. There's so many values and so many, constructoral, skills and personalities that you also have to consider in order to become an actual American. And I'm not saying that you have to do like the hardest work, sweat your butt off and all that stuff to be an American. No. All I'm saying is that it doesn't take so much patriotism, so much of this stupid crap that the American government is shoving down our throats these days to be considered patriotic and American. To me, that's just very stupid. Now, I'm not going to go into like really further detail, but if you guys know what I mean, then you get the gist. All right. And these days, this kind of stuff that the American government is doing, not just the crackdown, immigration crackdowns with ICE and all that stuff, but, the fact that our own American president is a pedophile, the fact that he showed up on the Epstein files so much times, and these, MAGA people, these far-right Republicans that, support and praise Trump as their Lord and Savior, the Jesus of America. They defend him. They claim he's done nothing wrong, and they don't give a single freaking duck about anything that he's done. Not even showing up on the Epstein files is alone to convince them that Our current American president is a pedophile. Our current American president is a lunatic. He's not using his mind right. There's so much more to the bigger picture than just illegals stealing your jobs, illegals doing this, illegals doing that, illegals here, illegals here, you know, being white, being this, being that. It's all of that's just stupid. It's garbage. What has this country become? And I don't care what any of y'all say. If y'all hate me, if y'all disagree with me, that's fine. You can be civil about it, and we could just go on our own separate ways. But if you're gonna be hateful, if you're gonna be so oppressive against what I have to say, if you're gonna be such a lunatic, like, crap person against me for all these values that I actually stand up against, then it does not give you the right to do that. And while certainly I may not be, the most correct, righteous person in the world, that doesn't really mean that I'm in the wrong. So much stuff that I'm saying is actually very relative, today in America. It's actually happening right now. And it still goes on today. And it really embarrasses me to be an American. Because let's say I travel to another country, let's say Europe, or even my parents' hometown of Mexico, or if I travel to Canada, I feel like these I feel like these, people who live in that country, for example, let's say Europe, will take one good look at me and call me a stupid idiot American. When I'm not. When I don't support Trump, when I don't support this stupid American government crap that it has turned into, when I don't support ICE, when I don't support our high-ranking leaders in the American government system, when I don't support Republicans, when I don't support the far right, when I don't support MAGA, when I don't support any of these guys. America is literally making me and the rest of the sane American citizens out there watching this video look bad. And that's what I hate about this country. And I don't care what any of y'all, haters have to say on this. This is literally part of my and your First Amendment rights. To criticize about your government, to criticize about your country, to criticize about the president. Yeah, you can even criticize about the president. And guess what? The government's not going to go after me. They're not going to, barge in my door and freaking take me out and kill me with their guns and stuff. Why? Because it's part of the First Amendment. Everything that I'm saying is protected with the First Amendment. Obviously, if I would go too far and make, horrendous claims or like threaten or something, that'd be going too far. Yes, of course. That is not protected by the First Amendment. But the stuff that I have to say, I'm basically standing up against these stupid extremist ideologies that America is shoving down, not only on mine, but on every sane American's freaking throats. And expecting us to be, satisfied and full with what they feed us. But guess what? I'm vomiting that stuff out. And you should too, if you're watching this video. Because that's just how I feel. I just feel so upset. I feel so angry about the fact that this country that has once thrived on actual freedom, actual patriotism that actually mattered to not only the average American, but a foreigner who comes to the States. And all of this stuff that actually made sense. All of a sudden, America's throwing it out the window, forgetting about it, developing a brand new system that they think is all right, and just say, oh yes, we're correct. Screw you, people. Screw you, people who go against us. Screw you, Democrats. Screw you, libs. Take that, America. Take that, you unpatriotic, un-American people who steal our jobs, who will come after us and kill us. Take that. Take that. Yeah, I bet that's working really well for you, huh? Yeah, I can honestly speak for myself and say, yeah, that works. But unfortunately, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. Hate, violence, oppression, and many of these other heinous acts that like an extremist American supports and justifies is not going to unite America with the rest of the world. It's not going to unite America with foreigners. It's not going to make your average American being able to unite with his Mexican neighbor, with his black neighbor, with his Muslim neighbor, with his gay neighbor, with with any other kind of person that is different from the traditional, stereotyped white American. Because for a long time, when I became a Christian, before I suffered with before I've been suffering lately with mental health issues because of the triggering incident that I've had with that a girl that I thought would be my special someone but didn't. Ever since I became a Christian last year and actually worked up with it and actually progressed and actually felt myself getting closer to God, my point of view of this world really started to change for the better. I've started developing, brand new perspectives that I never had. And sure, it might sound like I'm supporting the LGBTQ plus movement, even though I am a Christian, and people say, well, you can't do that because they're homosexuals. Well, yeah, obviously, clearly in the Bible, God condemns homosexuality, but we must also love our neighbor. We must love the sinner but hate the sin. That's what I'm trying to do here when I say love your, homosexual neighbors. Yes, what they're doing is obviously a sin. What they're doing is obviously against a lifestyle that God commands us to have. But it doesn't justify, people's homophobic expressions and actions. It just doesn't. Not only that, but we must unite in race. Not just sexuality, but race too. You gotta love your black neighbor. You gotta love your Mexican neighbor. You gotta love your Muslim neighbor. You gotta love your homosexual neighbor. Your gay, your lesbian, your trans neighbor. You gotta love them all, okay? Because we can't just be thriving on hate and expecting, the world to change when we thrive on hate and violence. Because it just doesn't work like that. We've tried it for so many years. This is nothing new, because we've been trying it for so many years and none of it has gotten us to where we wanted to be now. And so, I just really hate the current state of America. I just thought that, it would be a really great video to create based on this topic that I have about, the current state of America and how garbage America is right now. I know I kind of ranted a little bit. I know I kind of, excuse me. I know I kind of went a little bit strong with this. I know it might seem controversial at first, but I'm just expressing my honest opinions about America, what it means to me, and why these days I'm embarrassed to even be living in America and being an American citizen and just being an American in general. And for those of you that say, if you don't like this country, go and leave, shut up. Because honestly, to me, that's one of the most un-American things I've heard. To say, like our flag, like this country, or go leave. Why? Because we have the right to complain about America. We have these earned, God-given freedoms to criticize the country if we want to, criticize the president if we wanted to criticize the American system, to criticize this country as a whole. We have those rights. So to those of you that just tell me to, take my stuff and leave, go to another country, I'm not doing that. Because I'm staying here to let my voice be heard and to encourage the same sane American citizens who support not only the stuff that I have to say, but what the other stuff people had to say about the current state of America. I encourage you to, make these kind of videos. It doesn't have to be as long as this video. It can be a short statement. It can be a small criticism about, the country. Because I encourage you guys to let your voice be heard, just like mine. Because, when I post this video, by the time I post it, That's going to be one voice heard. And if I can do that, then you guys can do that too. So I think I'm just going to end the video right here because I really have nothing much to say. That's just all I wanted to do, was to express my honest feelings of, you know, how it feels to be an American and how it feels to live in America right now with all this stupid jumbo mumbo crap that has been going on. I encourage you guys to let your voice be heard, and to, maybe even if you want, you can share this video around and, you know, let my voice be heard to other communities, not just in America, but around the world. You know, even though what I'm doing might not seem to, you know, make a huge change to America, or make a huge change overnight, at least I'm letting my voice be heard. So if you really resonate with this video, I encourage you to make a similar video and let your voice be heard. Let your complaints, let your protests, let your criticisms about this country be heard, because we have the right to do that. And I just want my voice to be heard. So, you know, it has been really good talking about this. It has been really good, you know, meeting you guys with this video, connecting with you guys to this video. And I think I'm just going to end it right here. So, you know, without further ado, you know, I'll just say my goodbyes. I hope this video really, you know, resonates deeply with you and connects with you in like a very deep way. And if you feel like you want to stand up, stand up. Stand up for your own rights. Stand up for your own voice. Stand up for your own thoughts. And don't be afraid to do it. Just like how I wasn't afraid to do it. So, you know, thanks guys for watching the video. I'll end things right here. I'll guys meet you in the next, you know, video. You know, it was really good, you know, hearing from you guys. I hope to see you guys again when I make my next videos and all that stuff. Enough talk. I'll end the video right here. So I'll just say, God bless you. May you have a happy and a good life. May you have a good day, a good night, a good evening. And peace.